T. The dawn of the 20th century, in the German countryside, a tale began that would echo for generations. It is a story preserved through whispers, handed down from grandparents to grandchildren. A story so strange, so fractured, that even now it is impossible to know where the truth ends and folklore begins. It is remembered simply as the bizarre tale of the Wier Sisters. The sisters, whose real names have been lost to time, are remembered only as A and B. They were young women living in the same household, bound by blood, but divided by love. Sister A was engaged to a man named Fritz, a devoted who believed his future was secure. He had no idea that her heart wavered, drawn toward another man, a figure we will call D. Sister B was a widow, raising her 5-year-old daughter alone. Grief had hollowed her life, and into that emptiness crept desire. She, too, longed for D. What could have been an ordinary rivalry turned into an obsession. Both sisters confided in their closest friend, the great-grandmother of the storyteller who preserved this legend. She recalled that it grew paranoid, suspecting everyone around her, while B slid into depression. Their bond crumbled. By the early 1900s, they could no longer bear to share a room together. And then, suddenly both sisters disappeared. Fritz, frantic, searched for them everywhere. He asked neighbors, questioned friends, even spoke to police. Weeks later, he heard a chilling report. Sister B had been spotted in another town, staying with a woman who had given her shelter. When Fritz arrived, however, he found horror instead of answers. The woman had been strangled. Her infant child was gone. B herself was nowhere to be found. Still searching, Fritz returned home and confronted D, the man both sisters desired. Strangely, D was cooperative, even promising to help Fritz uncover the truth. They agreed to speak again the next day. But when Fritz returned to D's home, he found a scene straight out of a nightmare. The house was wrecked, furniture overturned, windows shattered, and in the middle of the destruction, in a chair, sat a baby, silent, abandoned. There was no sign of D. Desperate, Fritz took the child to authorities. No one could explain where it had come from or whose child it was. And soon, the mystery grew darker still. Sometime later, Fritz went into hiding at a friend's house. He was rattled, paranoid that someone or something was following him. Knock came at the door. Standing there was D. He looked pale, hunched over, trembling as though he was already halfway to death. He begged to speak to Fritz alone.
Ow!
The two men went into another room. Minutes passed. When the friend checked on them, he found D collapsed on the floor, bleeding from a stab wound. Fritz was gone. From that day forward, D seemed broken. Witnesses said he was reduced to babbling, repeating only one word: no. He was treated like a man whose mind had shattered beyond repair. Around the same time, Sister A reappeared, but only briefly. She stormed into the home of her old friend, gaunt and furious, clutching another infant. She pressed the child into her friend's arms and fled without a word. The baby struggled to breathe and died on the way to medical help. It was never seen again. The tragedies came in a cascade. Sister B's body was discovered weeks later. She had been murdered. No one knew by whom. That same day, D took his own life. Witnesses described him as a man who had lost not only hope but language itself. His final days spent mumbling like a frightened child. Soon after, Fritz's body was pulled from a river. Beside him was the little daughter of Sister B. Both were dead. The story does not end with clarity, only with questions. Who was Z, a mysterious figure Sister A spoke of before vanishing? Was he a real man, or a figment of her unraveling mind? Did he set this chain of events into motion, or was he a scapegoat invented to explain the chaos? Why did one sister vanish, while the other was left to die? Why were infants abandoned, exchanged, and lost like objects in a storm? Why did D, the man at the center of their desires, collapse into madness, leaving only a single word on his lips? And why, in the end, did Fritz, once a man in love, soon a man desperate for truth, meet his end in the same river as a child who never had a chance to grow? No one was ever convicted. No records remain beyond oral memory. Some claim it was jealousy that consumed the family. Others whisper of madness, of a curse, or of something darker that no one dared to name. The tale of the Wier Sisters lingers like a shadow, a fragment of history that refuses to resolve. And perhaps that is the most haunting part. That in the end, it may not have been evil strangers or supernatural forces. It may have simply been love, twisted into obsession, fractured into envy, and sharpened into violence. A reminder that when passion festers unchecked, even family ties can rot, until nothing remains but silence and questions that can never be answered.